reporter Corinda Jugman. She joins us live from Durban with reaction to Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi's passing. Good afternoon to you, Corinda. A very sad morning, I can imagine, for the people in KZN as well, particularly in Durban. What have you been hearing on the ground?
Indeed, good afternoon. Well, at this point, when we think about the life and the work of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi here in Durban, we also reflect on the Mangosuthu University of Technology. The history of that university goes back to the 1970s when Prince Buthelezi had put forward the idea of starting a tertiary institution that would focus on technical subjects. And of course, as the years have passed, he has been speaking to students, to the university, and of course that university was rightly named after him because it was his idea that saw the establishment of MUT. But I'm in Durban now to speak to the president of the MUT Student Convocation, Mr. Sandile Dlamini, who, sir, has shared many pictures online in the wake of Shenge's passing, beautiful pictures of interactions you've had with him. As you share your condolences, tell us about these interactions.
Good day, and good on the viewers at home. Of course, we would like to also formally pass our condolences to the Buthelezi family and everyone who knew Shenge. We did have some great times with him, I'll put it like that. We got elected into the convocation in 2019. And in our first meeting, our first resolution was to say we needed to pay him a visit because we had recognized that there is that bit of a distance between him and the institution. We said we need to bring him much closer for this, of course, success of the university. And we got to learn a lot of history about his idea of having to establish that institution of higher learning. We shared a lot of things. We shared a lot of conversations and how we would want to take this university forward, having him fully supporting our ideas that we are coming with into the convocation of MUT.
You know, just now in our chat earlier on, you were speaking about how he was a bit strict. You had to write everything down before a meeting. Tell us about this personal interaction you had with him.
You know, every time when we were to meet him, we would go to Ulundi, in his offices in Ulundi. The entire convocation executive will come with some of the management in the institution. You would find that when you sit there, he will come as formal as he is, very serious person. Of course, he's got jokes. He had jokes. He will come formal and with his speech written in small pieces. And he will read while he's reading, he's looking at you, telling you what is written. Every time you have a conversation with him, he's definitely taking notes of what you're saying, he's putting it down. And every time when you leave, you'll have some sort of talk and say, hey, I appreciate that you have come here to see us. But our main idea, us paying him a visit, we really needed, we understood that the university financially is very much struggling. So we needed people, prominent people like him, to assist us in ensuring that the university financial stability is okay and it's sustainable going to the future.
Going forward, how do young people, students at MUT and elsewhere, keep his legacy alive?
Well, he has his good, he has his bad, like every other person. You know, when we paid him a visit in Ulundi, we were not even looking at his political side. He took us through from his days in the ANC, his days in the ANC Youth League, how he got away from the ANC. He even took us to his museum, and when you get there, you'll find ANC colors all over the museums. So basically, you haven't changed from being the ANC to the IFA. You said, no, the ANC is his home. He would then tell us how he got out of the ANC, what were the reasons, where he is. Of course, we'll get only his side of the story of what has happened at that time. So he was that kind of person that he would like to take you through history. You'll have a lot of stories that will share all the things that has happened in the past.
Wow. So thank you so much for making the time to speak to us, Mr. Sandile Dlamini. He is the president of the MUT Student Convocation. Of course, just touching there on the person that Shenge was. You'd have to write everything down before you go to meet him, but he was an important political figure in our country, and of course, going forward, an important figure for the students of the Mangosuthu University of Technology who have been called upon to keep his legacy alive as well. We'll continue giving you reaction from many role players here in eThekwini. Of course, as government leaders and members of the IFP are in Ulundi at the Buthelezi homestead, where later this afternoon we expect reaction and official statements to come out of meetings there.
Thank you so much, Karinda, coming to us there from Durban, bridging the gap between the youth and the older generation there, a young person from the university, just giving their personal anecdotes of their experience with the late Prince Buthelezi.